What's up everyone, it's Ingore, and today we'll be doing a Godzilla X Kong New Empire Titan Breakdown episode. This is the first episode of the Godzilla X Kong Titan Breakdown series where I break down all of the Titans and their roles in GXK. This episode, we'll be taking a look at both Scylla and Tiamat, two monsters who were, absolutely vaporized by Godzilla. Let's get into it. So let's start off with Scylla. Scylla is also one of the first background titans that shows up in the movie, and she actually battles Godzilla in Rome. Now there's a huge reason why Godzilla and Scylla angrily attack each other in Rome. If you read the graphic novel, Godzilla X Kong the Hunted, which is a prequel novel to GXK, you know that Scylla has been very desperate for radiation and even goes as far as risking crossing the paths between the king of the monsters himself. As Scylla swam to destroy nuclear plant after nuclear plant, Godzilla obviously got really fed up with this. But since Scylla was able to travel very fast in the water using her large legs to propel herself, Godzilla had a hard time catching up, so that he'd eventually confront her. This mass consumption of nuclear energy causes Scylla to eventually change in coloration, going from brown to a bright orange color. And the consumption also leads to major heating and damage to the Earth's ozone layer, which ultimately destroys Scylla's point in the natural order. So Godzilla is very angry now. When Scylla starts destroying Rome, Godzilla finally shows up, and that's where the fight between the two of them begins. Scylla tries to use her large legs to defend herself, but Godzilla quickly dodges them and headbutts the main body of the monster, which immediately paralyzes Scylla. Godzilla takes his chance to literally heat Scylla at a building, and considering Scylla's only 22,000 tons, Godzilla's extremely powerful arms can easily throw that much weight. Scylla of course gets absolutely bodied by Godzilla when Godzilla jumps on the spider and blows Scylla up with his atomic breath. And it is a very brutal death. I do not want to be Scylla in that situation. The next Titan we have is Tiamat, a Titan that sort of came and went. After Godzilla gets supercharged to a very blue form, he swims to Tiamat's lair in the Arctic Ocean to get even more power. As Monarch observes the situation in a submarine, Godzilla suddenly shoots his atomic breath to the lair so that he could enter it, and this causes Tiamat to start defending its lair. Before we get into the actual fight that happens in GXK, let's talk about Tiamat's past confrontations with Godzilla in Godzilla Dominion. In the comic, as Godzilla is swimming through the ocean, Tiamat senses him and immediately charges at him, catching him off guard. Tiamat then blinds Godzilla with acid and drags him to the depths of the ocean, even cutting Godzilla with its large fins located on its back. But Godzilla just won the fight as he found an air pocket where he could overtake Tiamat, since Tiamat was more of a water titan. So Godzilla was almost defeated by Tiamat in the past, so it makes sense that he'd be very aggressive against it this time around. Now let's take a look at the fight that happens in GXK. Tiamat immediately charges at Godzilla and wraps around him. Godzilla, knowing that Tiamat's fins are super deadly and sharp, rips off one of the fins so that doesn't cut through him. Tiamat gets angry at this and covers Godzilla's head in its fins. Godzilla charges his atomic breath and blasts through those fins, which blows up Tiamat, revealed to be killed when its remains started floating on the water. After the fight, Godzilla enters Tiamat's lair to evolve into his pink form. And why is Tiamat pink? This is probably because Tiamat relocated to a new layer in the Arctic Ocean and started absorbing a certain type of energy. Pink is actually the color of the highest amount of energy levels, and with the layer absorbing direct energy from the sun, Tiamat also absorbs this pink energy, which now, since Tiamat is dead, Godzilla will now absorb. With both of those brutal deaths of Tiamat and Scylla, the question now becomes, did they deserve it? And the answer is sort of a yes and no. Scylla kind of did deserve it because she became power hungry, and this hunger eventually led to problems on the surface world, which completely destroys her point in the natural order. So Scylla's death was well deserved, but Tiamat's death was definitely an unfair one. Even though Tiamat did have a past and brutal confrontation with Godzilla, the Titan really didn't do anything wrong to the natural order and was just defending itself. But if Tiamat was innocent and abiding by Godzilla's commands, why did Godzilla brutally kill her? Was it really because the Scar King and Shimo were such a threat to him that he needed to evolve fast? Or is it because of something else? That's a question to be answered in another video. As always, make sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. A lot more GXK Titan breakdowns are coming, so you do not want to miss out on all of that. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.